Welcome to Understanding Conscious Cryptids with me, Khat Hansen. I am bringing you this show in an attempt to educate you about the forgotten creatures and beings that exist alongside of us on this amazing planet that we call home. Many of these hidden beings are elusive and highly intelligent. Our ancient ancestors of North and South America knew of and understood these beings quite well. Many people are coming into contact with these elusive creatures, and they do not have any knowledge or understanding of what it is they are seeing and interacting with. This oftentimes leaves these individuals fearful and confused. It's my intention to shed some light and share knowledge through this series. I'm going to help alleviate that fear and confusion. It is time for the light to shine through the darkness. If you are interested in sharing your encounter, contact me directly at khathansen@yahoo.com, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Hi everyone, welcome to Understanding Conscious Cryptids, with me, Khat Hansen, your host. Well, today we're going to be discussing the Abaiyachi. Now, I know not very many of you know about them. Some of you know them as Nightcrawlers. No, not the worms. I'm talking about those wonderful, creepy little white fellows that many of you may have seen on YouTube that look like a walking pair of pants. They're kind of funny looking. They almost look like marionettes. But they're not marionettes. You know, I guess they've tried to debunk the videos, and they've tried to show where they might be animation or claymation or stop motion, but you can't really prove them to not be what they are, and that is Abaiyachi. Abaiyachi are beings that have pretty much always lived here on the earth. They've been here even before the first human beings were created. According to the stories of my people, the Abaiyachi were created at the time of the first world to protect and care for the well-being of the forests. Yeah, they were like gardeners. Kinda, sorta. They were here to care for the spirit of the trees. And to do this, they were given the long legs that allow them to move through the wet, boggy landscapes, because they are swamp world beings. Yeah, I know, that's gross, but that's the truth, you know. Way back when, the earth was just covered with water, and it was boggy and murky and damp, and that's what these guys were created to do. They were created to wander through the earth. You know, in the beginning, it was watery. It's not as it is now, okay? There were hundreds of thousands of these Abaiyachi. The Abaiyachi, I don't know how to explain. Creator did not have any need to give them the arms or the mouths, you know, as they spoke with their minds to the tree spirits and to the others that were here. The trees and the others flourished and became many. You know, they populated the earth. And that's how we got all the plants and the trees here. And as Creator changed the worlds and added animals and peoples, the tree spirits changed and adapted, you know, and soon Creator told the Abaiyachi that they could sleep until needed, and to teach, you know, until they were needed to teach the chosen people that he had chosen how to help care for his planet, you know, and all was well. All was right with the world, literally. You know, and that's just how it went for millions of years. But eventually, the other people began to do bad things, you know, and to not listen to the Creator. And he was just forced to destroy the world and begin over. Now, I know some of you are not familiar with Native American stories and legends, but that is what we say. We say that there was one world in the beginning, and then another world, and then another world. You know, he did this 4 times. We're on the 5th world here, you know, and each time something went wrong with the pattern. you know. So 4 times he sent the Abaiyachi forward to speak with the tree spirits and to guide the chosen humans down the path of knowledge to save the world from destruction. And like I just said, this is now the 5th time. Okay, and we're seeing them come out now, and it's kind of scary. It's really, to me, it's scary, but it's kind of expected. You know, I've been sitting back all this time saying, you know, we're in trouble here, folks. We're in trouble. I've been ringing the fire bell, you know, and this is now the 5th time. These beings are part of our world. You know, they're here in order to rebuild a connection between human beings and our natural surroundings. They're here as a sort of helper and a go-between between the humans and Creator. And if they fail, they will have to face Creator's and the planet's wrath and the final destruction of our realm or world as we know it. There will be no next time for this realm. You know, and people have heard me talk about this all the time. I'm always saying that this earth is a teaching planet. Well, that's exactly what it is. This realm of the earth. And on this earth there are many realms. Remember, there are many portals, many different dimensions, you know, and they've proven over and over again that these dimensions exist and these portals exist now. So there's something to the old stories, you know, the old legends that were passed down to us. They were passed down to us for a reason, you know, so that we could learn from them and hopefully not make the same mistake twice or 3rd time or 4th time, you know. And now it's beginning to look like we're making it again for the 5th time because the Abaiyachi are here, you know. And when I first heard that the video had come out about the Abaiyachi, I was scared, you know, I'm not going to lie. I told my children, I said, oh my God, I cannot believe this, you know. And I mean, I grabbed all my kids and I made them watch the video, and as soon as they saw them, they knew immediately what they were. You know, they're like, oh my God, Mom, those are the Abaiyachi you've always told us about our whole lives. I said, there they are. I said, they're coming out now, and there's no stopping them. I mean, you can't make them go back. You can't say, oh, we'll fix it tomorrow and make them go back. No, they're here. You know, and the scary part about all of this is the other part, the other side of the myth about the Abaiyachi that the elders, you know, always used to scare you with, was the fact that they could whisper into the other cryptids that were not so nice ears. You know, so that was a gift that Creator had given to them with the mind speak. You know, they could tell them, you know, hey, this human is damaging the planet, or this human is not doing right and not helping the others around them, you know, in the tribe to help our planet. And they could send the cryptids after you, you know. So to think about that, I mean, is really kind of terrifying when you're a kid. But as you get to be an adult, I mean, my age, you really start to think, and to see the video come out of them, and then to realize that they are like in Yosemite Park, where people throw trash and really don't think what they're doing and pollute and camp. You know, follow me through here with this. It's really kind of terrifying, because if they are there watching people camp and they're not picking up their garbage, or they're not taking care of their campsite in a caring way, what's to stop the Abaiyachi from whispering in a dogman's ear that there are humans there that need to be taken care of? or to send our big brother, the steyama, which grow very large in Yosemite Park, by the way, to send them there to grab a human for punishment. You know, think about all the people that disappear in the national parks over things like that. You know, and I haven't said anything about, you know, the Abaiyachi because to me they're very terrifying, and I don't want to spread terror that way. But I want people to understand that the Abaiyachi may look comical in like a walking pair of pants, you know, or something like claymation, like I said, or like somebody said on the boards, you know, oh, it looks like a Gumby. They may look funny, but they're really not, because you realize that they were created at the earliest point in history that creator felt like creating something, and nothing was needed because they could express and do everything with their minds. So it's really quite terrifying to me, and always has been. There's something that I do not wish to ever have contact with. I try to make sure that I maintain a balance and stay far away from them, because they really do terrify me, you know. And to think that if they fail because we have failed them, they're going to face the Creator's wrath, you know, like I said, and the wrath of this planet, you know. And I've said many times that this planet has an intelligence inside of her. Every planet in this solar system has an intelligence that they were given from Heavenly Father, you know, from the Creator. And He gave it to them for a reason. You know, they make the perfect pattern, and once the pattern is corrupted, they can only fix it so many times. And I have a feeling that once they begin to mend and mend and mend, they get tired. They're like us. They eventually get to the point where they're like, what's the use? You know, and sure, they're going to be angry and frustrated, and I think that's what happens, you know. That's what you see with all the earthquakes and all the destruction that goes on around the globe, you know. There's just bad things happening that way, and I feel like the planet is telling us, you know what, these are your warnings. I'm getting really irritated with you, you know. And I'm in contact with her, you know, daily, because I constantly am touching her. And that is my gift that I was given as a child. And I see the anger, I see the hostility, and I also sense great tiredness, you know, just exhaustion over us. And I feel bad because I sense that the final destruction is going to be of this realm, you know, as we know it. And there's not going to be any next time for this realm. The next time is going to be something completely different, and we're not going to be here, you know. And I'm not sure if that's a bad thing or if that's a good thing, because I haven't been shown that. But what I have been shown is massive destruction of this realm, you know. And that's going to lead me talking right into Nibiru, you know. And I've had a few people ask me about Nibiru and what I think about it, or if I know anything about it, or if I believe in it. Well, I've got some things to say about it, you know. And what I do know is that it is real, but when it finally shows up, people are going to truly be blown away. You see, it's coming through a portal into our dimension. Yep, I said it. There, I spit it out. I spit it out and said it, you know. Something that I haven't said to very many people. There is a portal, there's a /Stargate, whatever you want to call it, on the sun. You know, it's been there since 2014. At least I think it's when it got there. and it's been growing. I know I've been talking about it for a long time. It seems like forever to me. So if it's only been 4 or 5 years, okay, I'll take that. But it just seems like forever because I've been telling everybody that I know it's coming through a portal, and for NASA to say, hey, guess what? There is a square sunspot on the Earth, on the sun. We don't know what it's doing, why it's there. This is really weird. When this appeared, I do think it was back in 2014. Now I'm going to have to look it up. When this appeared, I remember I just ran around calling everybody on the phone. I was like, can you believe this? It's here, it's here. I was right, and I kept telling them, I told you it's coming through a portal. It's coming through a portal. And so many people kept calling me and correcting me. It's a Stargate. Okay, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. But I do know this. It's coming, and people are expecting it to come, like out of space. They're just thinking that Nibiru is going to come on a cycle and come through Earth, on an orbit, and bam, there it is. Well, they're not really thinking broadly enough, I'm afraid. You see, there's an issue with the Earth that has never been addressed, okay? And that is the fact that at times we pass through portals. Yes, Earth has done it before, shifted into a realm that has meteorites, asteroids, hostile weather, and then shifted back. And it literally killed off everything on it. Note, I said on it, not in it, okay? Yeah, I know, that's not a slip up, okay? I've said in many of my videos that if you want to know about the planet, you need to go back and you need to read the old books. Don't go for the ones on the internet because, believe it or not, they cut them apart, chop them apart, and then paste them up on the internet. I am totally serious. I have too many books that are very, very old, and when I've looked them up on the internet and done my research on them, pages are missing out of them. They're not written correctly. People have overwritten them. It's just wrong. So I say read them. If you want to know about everything that I'm talking about here, I am talking about the Earth being populated on it and in it and under it, okay? The religious books are a good example of this. If you go back and read not just Christian books, all types of religious books that are thousands of years old, you will find that they say that the Earth is populated inside, outside, and on further down under the underside. It tells about the seas being populated by people, okay? So when this planet shifted and shifted back, it killed off everything on it. Okay, I'm sorry, the humans that were on it did not make it. But the ones that were in it did. And some of the ones that had been on it that went inside made it, but they came back out. But you did not make it if you were on the outside. Nibiru's been here before a couple of times, okay? And it messes up the Earth each time. But somehow we humans, we bounce back. And we do that because there are people here and beings here that live inside this Earth. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. They've been here, especially if you read the Native American legends. you'll find out that we have tons of legends about beings and people that live inside the earth. They're our neighbors, okay? This realm has been sanctified as a teaching realm. So nothing has been allowed to really and truly destroy humanity. But if you read a lot of the ancient manuscripts from the ancient masters, and you speak to the tribal elders, you will learn that this is not to be allowed to go on forever. This time the schoolhouse will be torn down, and something new will be put up. Oh sure, souls here will be moved on to a new school, so to speak, but Nibiru will have destroyed Earth realm finally. And what's going to remain, I do not know. Gaia hasn't told me that, and I have not been given that message from the Heavenly Creator. But I do know that Nibiru is real, and I do know that it will come through the stargate that is on the sun, that is opening and getting bigger and bigger with time. And with that said, I will leave off this lesson. But I thank you for coming, and I hope you have a great, great day. And if you like the lessons, please visit my Patreon page. Thank you, and have a good day.